Picking up more crane mats. And I'm taking them to Georgia. Cobb, Georgia. Where the hell is that? I never heard of that. I know where Cobb County is. I don't know where the city of Cobb is. Okay, looks like this city's right next to Cordell, which is off of 75. It's like, it's between, if I could think of any big city, it's like between Macon and Tifton, Georgia. And I gotta get, to pick it up, I've actually gotta drive, you know, from where I'm at, it's like going halfway to Charleston, South Carolina to get it. Okay. Okay, I'm arriving at this pickup in 1 mile. We're gonna see what it's all about, see what's going on. This may actually be a construction site in itself, but I'm definitely taking it to a construction site in Georgia. And as far as I know, it's just the same stuff. Crane tracks. Okay, it's coming up in half a mile on the left. This is a brand new area right here, like the whole area, just everything looks fresh, newly developed. I'm wondering if I'm gonna be picking this stuff up from like a subdivision, kind of like what it was last time, or what. Like I don't know the deal, but we're gonna figure it out. Yeah, this is definitely a construction site. Surprised there's no other trucks here. Now that truck out there with the oversized load banner is trying to back down this driveway. So I want to take note of that. I don't want to get in the guy's way. He should be able to get through there. Let me see what the deal is and I'll get back with you shortly. You guys see how thick those chains are, right? Those are some beefy chains right there. They're gonna load up one of these bulldozers, I'm guessing. Those railroad ties right there, that's what I'm picking up. Seems like a pretty nerve-wracking thing to do, trying to get something that wide centered on a trailer like that, you know. Seems like it'd be pretty difficult to do that. Well, here we are in Georgia. It is now much later. Just after 6 p.m. This is Interstate 16 I've been on for quite a while. Came down from 95. next to Savannah. And this is the exit. To get to a smaller size city in central Georgia called Hawkinsville, which is where I found a truck stop that I feel pretty comfortable with trying to find parking at this particular hour. It's not really close to the interstate, this one or 75, but it's basically in between the two. They're a little bit different than the ones I picked up in the last video. They're not quite as fancy as those were. These are just like 3 sections of railroad ties bolted together with some really heavy duty carriage bolts from the look of it. But this load is extremely heavy. In fact, I'm just under the legal weight limit. Good grief. That's not helping either. Yeah, wrong time to get on this road. Wrong time of the day. So I'm sitting at about 79,760 pounds. I took it to the CAT scale and figured that out. Okay guys, I'm gonna get back with you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna keep going right here. This is too rough. Okay guys, here's a little town next to Hawkinsville. Check out the hometown Johnny football hero field right there. This is Bleckley County Primary School. So it's like an elementary and a high school mixed together. I think that's what that means. And I got pretty lucky. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I'm thinking shouldn't have any issues parking at this truck stop at all. I got pretty lucky. It's like right in the middle of the path that I had to take to get to the delivery. But remember what I was saying earlier, that the place is west of Cordell, which means that, you know, I'm gonna cross over I-75 to get there. And there is a pilot, I think, right there in Cordell off of I-75, but it's probably full, you know, or getting pretty close to being full right around this time. So I figured I might as well stop, you know, before I get to that point. I might start at around 6 or 6:30 in the morning. Then I should be good to arrive at the delivery at about 8, is what I'm thinking. Man, that's a nice property. Their whole backyard is a huge lake. You see that? Wow. Pretty cool until, you know, it floods. I'm a little fascinated with this area. As much as things are developing in Metro Atlanta, I have a feeling that a lot of people that have been in those outer lying cities around Atlanta, they're gonna start moving out to places like this. And then places like this are gonna start to develop more and more. You know, I'm from Georgia. I've lived in this state my entire life, and I'm almost 40 years old. And I've just witnessed, you know, from the time I was born, the mid-1980s, how things have panned out and developed around Atlanta. And a lot of those metro Atlanta counties and outer lying cities around Atlanta that are packed out, you know, overpopulated now, used to look a lot like this. They were agriculture communities. But then, you know, as the population expanded, the agriculture got pushed out of those areas, and then they started developing subdivisions and more commercial areas. Well, I have a feeling that a lot of the people that lived in those areas even back then have moved out and expanded out into areas like this. So this is probably, you know, just this area is probably going to escalate in population within the next 20 to 30 years. I can just see it happening. It looks like it's already happening to a certain extent. Well, the sun has successfully made another lap around, and it's the top side again. Morning. I'm getting pretty close to this place. The peculiar thing about it is, oh man, hang on. Look at this. This was totally unplanned. I had no idea. Wow. Nice. Okay, anyway, there is a downside to hauling construction stuff, okay? That downside is a lot of times they're not real familiar. Whatever company you're hauling for, they're not real familiar with the way that carrier and logistical things work. For instance, this particular load that I picked up yesterday, the company that I'm hauling it for didn't even realize that I have to have a bill of lading to haul the stuff. Legally, I can't haul it without a bill of lading. So they waited till the last minute and they hand wrote a bill of lading for me. But not only that, this particular load itself, on the details, it has no specific address for the delivery. It's got the road that it's supposed to be on, but it doesn't have the physical address. And it's because it's a construction site. So it doesn't have an address. It's not gonna have one yet. The area on satellite, I got a good bird's eye view of what everything looks like. It says it's off of this road. It's called Stiles Robinson Road. But when I looked at satellite, it looks like there's some kind of big portion of property up here to the right that's not on that road. It's off of this highway right here, US 280. So it's not on the road that's mentioned on the order. It's off of US 280. Should be coming up just on the right here. I'm thinking maybe there's some kind of construction site down there, and this might be their material yard. So, you know, it would make sense for me to try to come in here first. I see some flatbed trailers, so that's a good sign right there. Just in and of itself, I'm gonna have to get all the way over and still hope and pray I can make this turn. Okay, I'm just gonna back up right here and go talk to the people. I guess if there's nobody here at this office, maybe I do need to get on that road. Let me see what he does. If he just keeps driving down that road or if he turns into this place. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right here, and it is on that road. So, okay, he turned into the place. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna turn into that place. Hang on, I'm getting a text here. First right after you cross the train track. Okay, he sent me a pinpoint location. There's a sign right here. Matt Trucks, okay. Cool. Found it. Dude, look at these cranes. Some old cranes. I got tired of wondering, so I just started working. I don't see why they can't unload me right here. Morning.
Where'd you got any kind of number or pickup number?
They hand wrote me a bill of lading.
Okay.
That's all I have. It said something about downloading an app, but I couldn't ever figure out where to get that QR code at.
Yeah, it's on here. When I print you this ticket,
Okay.
I'll just scan it.
Where you need me at?
You find right there.
Okay.
You got that app?
Yeah, I got the app.
You ain't overweight?
I'm just barely under the limit. Yeah, it was like 79, 760.
Truck must be light.
Well, I mean, it might be the trailer, I don't know. It's not a very heavy trailer.
Yeah, normally 18 right there.
It's Jared, Jared. I don't know if you guys heard what he said, but he is basically saying, how the hell are you not overweight? Well, good question, but I'm not. I mean, I can show you guys the Catskill ticket. 79,760 pounds. And that was with 2 full fuel tanks. And it was like, I'll show you the scale ticket when I'm done, but yeah, this was a heavy ass load. Real heavy. So there's 2 different ways to stow your straps after you roll them back up. One way is to keep them on the rub rail like that, but I found that actually takes longer because you're taking more time to tighten it down. so this doesn't move around or come off while you're driving. So I've got this other method I've been doing. It's called corralling. And what I do is I roll it all the way up. Okay. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do with this stuff. Can't take it with me. You got somewhere to put these? He's laughing at me because I'm talking to myself. You guys love it though, right? You love it. You know you do. Anyway, back to the corralling I'm talking about. Seems like more work at first because you're using bungees and stuff, but it's actually not. Makes it a lot easier in the long run. Okay guys, last one here. Now this might seem a little different and maybe even eccentric, the way I'm stowing these things, but it was an old school cat that taught me how to do this, so props to him for that. And it's actually smarter, I think. I mean, you can't always do it. It's not always possible to do it to every single winch. Like, I'll give you an example. These back here that are stuck behind the rear tire, I have to do those like that. But I think it's better, it's easier, it's quicker to do it like this. And then when you got them on there like that, keep a couple bungees on your rub rail. Got them all together, hence the term corralling. Anyway, sorry, I had a SD card meltdown just now. But you gather them all together, or corral them together, and you just hook some bungees, you know, right there and right there. It works best when you put them in groups of 5 or 8, I guess. Like if you have 4 and 4 or 5 and 5, it seems to work the best like that on the trailer. And yeah, I tried to record myself, but I just took the dunnage off and I put it down here. Ready to go now. Still don't have a load though. I'm trying to get some of this big stuff off the deck of the trailer. Kick it under here or something. It's just dirt. All right, that's another load completed. Good to go. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you like this shorter style where I'm, you know, breaking it up into segments. If you like this better, or if you like the longer videos more. I'm just trying to, you know, try something a little different. Like I said in the last video, it was a suggestion by one of the viewers. So I'm trying to listen to her, take her advice. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me if I get more views or not. Like I said before, I'm not trying to make a name for myself on YouTube, but I do appreciate you watching these videos. So, you know, if I can fulfill your requests in any kind of way, I mean, I don't mind doing it. It's not a problem. Don't really know. Oh yeah, guys, I almost forgot. Here's the scale ticket and what it's reading out as for this load. 79,760. It was extremely heavy on those trailer axles. Pretty dang light on the drive axles. The steer axle, yeah, that one was heavy for sure. But like I said, I had 2 full fuel tanks, but it ended up being, you know, 79,760. I've heard different things about the steers. I know everybody said, oh my gosh, your steer, it's overweight. But guys, I went through like 2 weigh stations and they didn't say anything about that. They don't ever say anything. Like, my steer axle is over 12,000 pounds most of the time. And I think the reason why they don't say anything about the steer axle when it's over 12,000 is because if you've got a sleeper truck, I'm pretty sure it all comes down to the weight rating on your specific truck and what it entails for. Because when you, I mean, I've got 250 gallon fuel tanks on this truck, and when it's full, you got to think that's 300 gallons of fuel. So it's going to be heavy on those steers. As long as it's not overweight on the gross or overweight on the other 4 axles, you know, they've never said anything to me about that. So yeah, that's the weight ticket. It's what it was looking like. It was heavy as crap.